This video will show you how to replace the lock mechanism on an Andersen Frenchwood Hinged Inswing Patio door. You'll need safety glasses, a 5/32 hex wrench, a Phillips screwdriver, or an electric drill with a Phillips bit, a flat blade screwdriver, and a utility knife, as well as a passive or active replacement lock mechanism, and an in-swing block assembly. Available from your Andersen dealer or parts.andersenwindows.com. Before you begin, find the service guide that came with your replacement lock mechanism. Be sure to read it completely, including all the cautions and warnings. You can also download the service guide at andersenwindows.com. If you need to familiarize yourself with the terminology in this video, we recommend clicking here to watch a video on identifying the parts of Andersen Frenchwood Hinged Inswing Patio doors. Incorrect installation may affect egress or home security. Follow the instruction guide to make sure the hardware is installed correctly. First, unlock and open the active panel. Using a hex wrench, loosen the set screw on the underside of the interior handle. Then, remove the interior and exterior handles. Support the handles and escutcheon plates when removing bolts to avoid dropping or damaging the hardware. Tribeca-style hardware uses separate mounting studs in the exterior escutcheon plate. Be sure to save the studs for reinstallation. While holding the exterior escutcheon plate, remove the escutcheon plate bolts and interior escutcheon plate. Next, remove the cylinder mounting bolts, limiting plate, and lock actuator. Then, take off the exterior escutcheon plate, gasket, and cylinder. Remove all screws securing the lock mechanism and save for reuse. Remove the old lock mechanism from the panel and dispose of properly. Insert the replacement lock mechanism into the door panel, making sure the deadbolt is above the latch. Secure using the previously removed screws. Align the gasket on the exterior escutcheon plate. While holding the escutcheon plate in place, insert the cylinder into the escutcheon plate. Reinstall the cylinder mounting bolts, limiting plate, and lock actuator. Then, apply the interior escutcheon plate. Put the escutcheon bolts in, but do not fully tighten. Determine which handle will be on the interior. The handle must be installed pointing toward the door's glass, with the set screw on the bottom. Make sure the bushing is on the handle, flange side towards the handle. Holding the exterior handle, slide the spindle through the opening in the escutcheon plate from the exterior. Slide the remaining handle onto the spindle from the interior. Push the handles together tightly. Tighten the set screw securely into the interior handle using the hex wrench. Finish tightening the escutcheon bolts. Make sure the slope side of the latch is facing the exterior side of the panel. If the latch needs to be reversed, insert a 1/8 inch flat blade screwdriver in the latch reversal hole until it bottoms out. Apply downward pressure on the screwdriver handle to release the latch. Then, remove the screwdriver. Grasp the latch and pull outward slightly, rotate it 180 degrees, and push the latch back into the lock mechanism housing. Next, close the active panel to begin lock mechanism replacement for the passive panel. To remove the astragal, start by using a utility knife to cut the varnish seal between the astragal and the panel. Then, open both the active and passive panels. Remove the strike plate and the lock bolt receiver. Then the lower and upper hook bolt receivers. Then, remove the astragal and save for reuse. Next, loosen the set screw on the underside of the interior handle. Then, remove the interior and exterior handles. Support the handles and escutcheon plates when removing bolts to avoid dropping or damaging the hardware. Tribeca-style hardware uses separate mounting studs in the exterior escutcheon plate. Be sure to save the studs for reinstallation. Remove the escutcheon plate bolts and interior escutcheon plate. Next, remove the exterior escutcheon plate and gasket and save for reuse. Then, remove the screws securing the existing lock mechanism. Save for reuse. It may be helpful to note the location of the screws by marking lightly with a pencil. Remove the old lock mechanism from the panel and dispose of properly. Insert the replacement lock mechanism into the door panel and secure using the previously removed screws. Align the gasket on the exterior escutcheon plate. Position the exterior escutcheon plate on the panel and hold in place. Position the interior escutcheon plate on the panel. Insert the escutcheon bolts through the plate and tighten until snug. Do not fully tighten the bolts until the handles have been installed. Make sure the bushing is on the handle, flange side towards the handle. Holding the exterior handle, slide the spindle through the opening in the escutcheon plate from the exterior. Slide the remaining handle onto the spindle from the interior. Push the handles together tightly. Tighten the set screw securely into the interior handle using the hex wrench. Finish tightening the escutcheon bolts. Aligning the astragal with the top of the panel, reapply the astragal by rolling the astragal into place. The strike bolt receiver cutout should be facing away from the glass. Keep the astragal flush with the panel ends and make sure the panel's weather strip has not been folded over. Reapply the hardware. Reinstall the upper and lower hook bolt receivers, taking care not to over-tighten the screws. Next, reinstall the lock bolt receiver. Make sure when placing the receiver blocker that the block tongue is engaged in the lock mechanism slot. Then, reattach the strike plate. Finally, close and lock the door. Congratulations! You have successfully replaced the lock mechanism on your Andersen patio door. If you need parts for your Andersen windows or doors, just go to our online parts store at parts.andersenwindows.com. And if you have questions about care, maintenance, or repair, call our Customer Care Center at 888-888-7020 or visit the Help Center in the Service section of our website at help.andersenwindows.com. Andersen, customer care is what we care about most.